Okay, I want to make a reply to this guy here, Jawskillaful. He made a video at me yesterday, and I want to give a shout out to Kevin while I'm here. Thank you for sending me this link because I may not have seen it. Yes, sirree. Kevin sent me this link, and then I saw the video, and I recognized the name when I saw the name. Okay, I watched it, and I left him a comment yesterday and told him I would do this, so I'm going to do this, okay? I will reply to him. I'm not going to blow him off. Okay, this guy's been around for a long time, and because I recognize the name, so I know he's been around for a long time. But with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and play this. I'll pause it periodically, and I'm going to say what I have to say here.
Hey, what's going on YouTube? Jawskillaful just coming back with another update. And in this video, I kind of wanted to ask a question to Bill Greathouse regarding, going about the dating scene and how you're pretty much expected to compromise yourself and your values in order to attract a mate.
First off, you don't never compromise yourself or your values to attract a mate. That's complete hogwash.
Before I ask this question, I just wanted to state that I have never been an advocate to compromising yourself, like changing who you are, or giving up on your values or beliefs in order to make somebody drawn to you, or to attract a mate, pretty much. But from what people have been implying to me recently, or just from videos I've seen on YouTube, other videos that I've came across, I just decided to check out a few bits of them. It seems like when it comes to dating, at least if you're a guy, you can't really be fully yourself, and I kind of don't sit well with that. I really don't sit well with that. A lot of people will say, oh, you have to at least make some modifications or some kind of mold yourself in some way if you're going to be successful in the dating scene, or else you're gonna just find yourself alone. You can't get laid, which of course that's not my main priority. I'm looking for a companion, a lifelong partner. Because it's not about getting laid. There's more to a relationship than sex. And that's another thing I want to talk about in a future video, about how our society has become so over-sexualized.
And right there, everything this man just said is so correct. And there's so many people out here, the first thing they'll say is, getting laid, getting laid, getting laid. And that's all social engineering that's done that. That is the mindset of people, thanks to social engineering and all the pornography that's out there. That is the mindset that comes out. And so they don't understand truly what he's after. I totally understand him. This is true TFL right here. The majority of true TFLers are just like this guy here. It's not about getting laid. It never has been from the very beginning, and that's never changed.
It's like all other values and all other priorities are put aside in favor of sex. It's like that's the main priority. That's the main goal of the society. Is to see which man is getting more sex.
Right, and these people that are doing that think that makes them a better man. No, that's the destruction of our society and our family units. That's the destruction of our genders. Okay? And for these people are bragging, oh, that makes me better. So when you're walking around with a herpes or gonorrhea or many of the different nice presents you can get from that behavior, just go look in the mirror and be proud of yourself, okay?
You know, if you're not getting an X amount of sex in an X amount of time, you know, your self-worth is not as much as somebody else who is getting that.
No, actually, your self-worth is more than theirs will ever be. They have downgraded themselves, they have lowered themselves, and they don't even realize they have.
Amount of sex in that amount of time. And I've never stood well with that, you know, because I tend to think on a deeper level. I'm not just looking at, you know, the surface level of things and what society dictates and what, you know, quote unquote.
You intend to be an individual human being, okay, and you're real. And what society dictates is the destruction of relationships, the destruction of men and women, the destruction of the family unit. That's what society pushes.
Normies find to be cool, and
The normies, the majority of them are programmed robots running around doing the very behaviors that's been programmed into them. And the majority of normies will never have successful relationships. Okay, all you got to do is look around you at the divorce rate, the domestic violence rate, all the kids that ain't got a dad in their life. That's right, all you got to do is look around you. Okay, when you start looking around you, you'll start seeing and you'll realize this is what their behaviors got them.
just, you know, tag along with that mindset and that belief. And so, Bill, I just wanted to ask you, what's the best way to go about, you know, getting a mate without making any compromises to myself? You know, I don't want to compromise myself. You know, I want to do the things I love. You know, I want to be able to be myself and freely express my emotions on my terms to my partner.
Okay, I'm going to stop right there. Everything you said, you want to be yourself. You don't want to change anything about yourself. Okay? And later on, he'll go on to people telling him he needs to improve himself. Now, there is nothing wrong with self-improvement, but self-improvement's done by somebody who wants to improve themselves for themselves of their own wants and their own needs. Nobody else has the right to tell somebody else that they need to improve themselves, because the majority of these people spilling that crap out their mouth hasn't even improved themselves. And you don't have to improve yourself to impress some female, because this is the reality right here. First off, my advice to you is you stay exactly who you are. You don't listen to any of this garbage that's coming out of these people's mouths. The majority of the people in this society are in this world right now. And if you want to be real, let's be real. The majority of people in this world right now are running on the programming from social engineering and don't even know what they're talking about or doing. It's not an accident that the divorce rate's where it's at. It's not an accident that we had a feminist movement. It's not an accident that pornography is everywhere for free. It's not an accident that you're seeing people acting the way they're acting, and that you're having the trouble you're having. This has been deliberately done to society, and I've said this stuff before to people, and until they see it themselves, they're probably, the best advice I can give you, first off, is you always stay who you are. First off, let me break this down for you. What is a date? What is dating about? A date is about meeting somebody. That's what a date is about. To see if you have things in common. things in common, things that could make you compatible. Okay? This is what a date's about. A date's not about getting laid. In today's society, they're going to tell you a date's about getting laid. No, a date's not. That's how we have destroyed the relationships, which keeps people from having successful relationships. That's right, which helps with population reduction. Okay? So first off, understand a date is about getting to know somebody. Back in the day when we didn't have all these problems and people went on dates, some women and men dated for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years before they ever made a commitment to each other. You say, why did they date so long? Because it's about getting to know one another. It's about becoming friends. See, in today's society, they say a guy and a girl can't just be friends. And you hear it all the time from guys out there. If the girl says she just wants to be your friend, get rid of her, throw her away, do away with her, don't ever talk to her again. Because if she says to you, I just want to be friends, she's going to be out there hooked up with another guy. She's going to run off with that guy, and you'll never hear from her again. Now, I'm not disputing what these guys are saying that these women are doing, because these women are doing this, okay? The majority, not all women, but the majority of women are doing exactly that. They're using I just want to be friends as a rejection. Okay? And what they, first off, it just only shows that these women have no idea what they're doing, no more than the men have any idea of what they're doing. And these women are perceiving what they're doing to be the norm, and in reality, they're the farthest away from the truth that they could ever be. This is why you don't see relationships lasting anymore, because of that very behavior. Because you have to be able to become friends first with the female. If the guy and girl cannot become friends, how do you think you're ever going to find real love? How do you suppose you're ever going to find real love? Okay, it's not hard to find lust. You can find that in 1 to 5 seconds, can't you? You sure can. You looked, you turned on, you like what you see, you're already undressing it with your eyes. Yep, that's lust. That's not love. Real love happens through getting to know one another and becoming friends when people are compatible. So if you took the time to get to know her and she took time to get to know you when you were dating, don't matter how long you were dating. If things are right and things are compatible, you're going to know it. It'll happen, okay? And it takes time. It takes becoming friends first. The best thing I can tell you for your own sanity, and so that you don't send out the wrong vibes to females, because don't get me wrong, but females are very intelligent. They're not dumb. Okay? And there's a lot of females out here really good at reading body language and really picking up on the vibes, okay? And they know, because they're not stupid. And if you put all your attention and your mind, your focus is on just getting the date, just getting the date, just getting the date, finding that companion, you destroy yourself. Okay, your body language screams it, your action screams it. You will scare the majority of the women off. You really will. And you'll continue to go through the problems you're going through over and over and over and over and over. The best thing I can tell you is be yourself. Don't change a thing about yourself. And take your mind completely off the dating scene. Stop looking. Continue to do as you're doing now. You're out and about. You're not at home. Go out, do things. Get hobbies. Go out and visit, associate with people. Go out to, and I'm not going to say the bar scene and the clubs, because you'll find lots of, really almost most of the time you're not going to find, you can every now and again, but the clubs and bar scenes really not where to be going. But I would frequent events, be out in public, go out there and get involved in communities, involved in things and do things. Find a hobby, something you like to do. Put your mind on that and take your mind off the dating scene. And I mean completely remove your mind off the dating scene. Now, why am I telling you that? I'll tell you why I'm telling you that. Because when you do them things and you completely remove your mind off the dating scene, then when you're at an event, or maybe you'll be on a job and you'll be working, and there'll be a female there, and she'll be working, or you'll be on break, you won't have your mind on, is this the one? You won't have your mind on trying to get a date with her. You will be yourself. Then have a sense of humor. If you know what I mean by a sense of humor. If you can have a sense of humor and crack jokes and just be yourself and talk to her as you would talk to anybody else, any guy. Don't treat her differently because she's female. You talk to her like you talk to anybody else. Without worrying about, am I going to get a date with her? When you can do them things, you're going to wind up meeting somebody, because the girl's not going to pick up any body language from you. She's not going to get any vibes of needing, blah, blah, blah. And then she's going to talk to you as you talk to her. And through that, you will wind up meeting somebody that you'll become friends with that eventually could lead to a lot more for you. Remember this. In today's society, we have thousands and thousands and thousands of women that would be considered narcissists and toxic. Okay? You also have the same thing with men. Okay? Narcissists and toxic. Okay? And because our society is so sick from the programming, it's going to take a while. Because you're going to be meeting people, and because you're going to find out it's not compatible right off the bat. I mean, the first time she says, well, you need to change this or do that, walk away and keep going. Don't even look back. Don't give her the time of day. Because it's not going to be a successful relationship when it's about telling each other what to do. Because no more than you want to be told what to do or that you had to change, she's not willing to be told what to do or had to change neither. You better remember that. She don't want to be told it, and you shouldn't be told it, because you shouldn't be telling it to each other. You got to first get to know somebody. Okay, so take your time, get to know them. But the best thing I can tell you is you got to take your mind off of it first. You really do. Because you're destroying yourself by putting your mind on it around the clock and worried about it around the clock and trying to get somebody around the clock. That's also going to be one of the major reasons you keep failing at meeting somebody, because of that very thing right there. So take your mind completely off of it. Forget about it. Don't even try to date. Because by doing so, you're going to get back into becoming yourself again. And in becoming yourself again and not worrying about even getting a date, you'll be able to work with a female, be next to a female, and not be all nervous about, am I going to do something wrong? You're not going to send off the wrong body language and vibes. You're going to be yourself. See, you need to like her for who she is, and she needs to like you for who you are. It's not about changing one another. You have to like each other for who each other is. End of story. If you can't like somebody for who they are, then there's no point in being there. There's just really no point in being there. Don't even go there. It's not worth your time. It's not worth her time. Okay? I know what you're after, and I know what you want. It takes work. It takes friendship. This bullshit about men and women cannot be first just friends. This is women who do this clearly have demonstrated they don't know what they're doing. It's like the women who chase the bad boy. When you talk to enough of them, you figure out the reason they're chasing the bad boy is for the challenge. It's a challenge to see if they can change them, to shape them, to mold them. And it's a double-edged sword because they get their bad boy with the intention of changing them. They didn't like them for who they was to begin with. It was about changing them. Then if they actually change them, then they perceive the guy as weak and dump him on his ass. And when they can't change him, they dump him on his ass. And through trying to change him, there's tons of drama. Domestic violence, everything, all that goes into that. That's because they don't know what they're doing. It's the social engineering, it's the programming that's been laid onto us all. That's destroyed our society. So if you want that companion, that lifetime companion, take your mind off the damn dating scene completely. Keep it that way. Clear your mind of the dating scene. Forget about getting a date completely. Once you can get to where you totally forgot about getting a date, don't care if you ever get a date. And you focus it on the hobbies, going out, doing things in hobbies, and stop looking for women to get a date with, to get to know for a companion. Once you can do that successfully, then when you do meet her, you're going to be being yourself. You're not going to be trying to pick up on her. You'll be able to have a sense of humor. You won't have that pressure on you about that I might do something wrong. I might offend her. Do you follow what I'm saying? You ain't going to have that pressure on you. You ain't going to care. You're going to be yourself. This is the best way I can tell you to meet somebody, because then when you do meet that somebody, you will be being yourself all the way. And she will be being herself. She'll be comfortable being around you. So that's the advice I have to give you. I wish you good luck. I hope that things will work out. And I'm sure it will. I'm sure if you can listen to what I'm telling you, and you just get out there and be yourself, forget about dating completely, take it completely off your mind. It's not going to be easy at first, but if you do what I'm telling you, you're going to figure it out in a few months that you're going to feel a whole lot better. You're not going to be under the pressure and stress you are now. And then that day's going to come that you're going to meet her and she's going to blah, blah, blah. And then you just stay yourself. Don't worry about getting together with her. Let it happen naturally. When you let it happen naturally, you're going to find out what I'm talking about. Then you'll be very happy that you've done what I've said. Because society's screwed up. It's completely messed up. The majority of people around the world don't even know what they're doing. That's why we see all the stuff going on that we see going on. Because they haven't the first clue of what they're doing. There's not that many differences between a man and a woman. A woman didn't somehow give birth to you as a boy, as a baby boy, and it's somehow less of a human than her. People have put too much focus on differences between the genders. And through doing so, helping the people at the top that's done this to us destroy relationships. Keeping us separated, keeping us fighting, keeping us apart. It's no different than the race war. If somebody looks at you because you're a black man, or they notice your skin color like I'm a white man, and then they notice my skin color, the first thing that happens when you notice skin color is you're messed up. It's not a racial thing. See, you have to be able to look at me as a human, and I have to look at you as a human. Forget about the damn skin color. We're both humans. It has nothing to do with it. Nobody can control who they were born to. You're just as much of a human as I am. See, that's the same thing. They use these differences to cause division, to get us all fighting. And we have to be smart enough to overturn that. But if you want a successful relationship, it's not going to be easy and it's going to take time. But you have to do what I said, because that's going to free your mind up. It's going to take all the stress off of you. And then your body language won't scream it. You won't scare the woman off. And don't think of them as a woman when you're working next to a man. Have a sense of humor. Crack the jokes. Be yourself. Most importantly, be yourself and let her see the real you. She's not going to get no vibes from you. She's not going to sense anything about you, because women are good at picking this up. And because she's not getting any of them vibes from you, she's going to feel more secure being around you. She's going to openly talk to you. Then you'll see what I'm talking about. But that's where you have to be first. So the first thing you need to do right now is take your mind off the dating scene. Free yourself up from it completely. Don't even worry about getting a date. Focus on yourself. Get in a hobby, things you can do to make yourself happy. Take your mind off it completely. Once you've done that long enough, you'll be out there and you'll be doing just that. You'll be yourself. When you're talking to that female, just act like it's another guy, man. So what is a female? Don't try to impress her and change yourself. Not at all. Be yourself. That's really what's most important here. This way, when you do meet somebody, you're being yourself and she's being herself. With that, that's about all I can say to you. I wish you luck. Okay, and thank you for the video, and I hope this helps you a little.